What is up, my Ninja Nicks? That sounds weird. We are back here yet again with another round of the Pokemon Regional Championships in San Diego. They put up another thing about some of the top tables to show you who's playing. It looks like this stream match is going to be Riley Holbert versus Piper Lapine. I actually saw a tweet from Riley about his matchups, and I think like 7 out of the 9 rounds, the players he played against are very notable people that I recognize their names. So like his path to victory in this day one was absolutely like stacked against him, and I'm pretty sure he still pulled like out a very good record. I think he made day 2. I don't 100% remember. Also they spelled Pablo's name wrong, which is kind of funny. But anyway, obviously, this guy's really good. I know she's won, I think, 2 regionals this season or something, Piper. But the match I really wanted to see here, Nick Moffitt versus Justin Bakari. Nick's one of my personal friends. This kid is so big-brained, it's kind of disgusting. He makes me feel like a lesser human being every time I talk to him. In the best way possible, if that makes sense. And Justin Bakari is like one of the coolest people I've ever interacted with. I don't really talk to him that much, but you know, he's like a friend of a friend, and he's just like, he's always that guy who bubbles at 9th at regionals. I think that one year that happened like 4 regionals in a row or something. It's like disgusting. This man deserves way more allocates than he actually gets. So let's get into the match. A little curious to see what decks these two decided to play, if I can scrub to the right time here. So Riley is playing Lugia, and Piper is playing Lugia. Cool. Lugia mirror match. We haven't seen that yet. Very surprisingly, it's literally 1/3 of the field. So this will be fun. Lugia mirrors are actually kind of interesting to watch. It is kind of whoever goes first, but also not. Piper's, now this seems like she has a bad start, and I think her hand is kind of dead, but honestly, just attaching an Aurora energy to a Radiant Charizard you started with and discarding an Archeops is actually a pretty good turn 1. Let's just hope that there's a supporter in Piper's hand to be able to do literally anything with. Riley's start is looking a little bit better. He's got a quick ball to get rid of that Archeops, so he'll have a second Pokemon in play. The only problem with Piper's start is that she didn't get a Lugia down. You 100% need to get a Lugia down turn 1. So you're essentially going to be playing as if Riley won the coin flip at this point. Which is not ideal for Piper, but still, she got an Archeops into the discard turn 1, so not horrible. We do see the Lugia V come down and a capture energy. Riley is now running away with this game. We are going to get the monkey. The monkey's going to do monkey things. Oranguru is like one of the cards with like the highest percentage of playable cards that's ever been printed for that Pokemon, I swear to God. Every time a card comes out for it, it's good. One of my friends at the last Winterbox I played in actually was playing Oranguru V in his Lugia deck. You guys know what that thing does? It does more damage based on the amount of energy on your opponent's active Pokemon. It's got that psychic attack. It's great. It's like I think it's like 60 plus 60 for each energy they have or something like that, or maybe it's 60 times. I think it's 60 times. But either way, like, that's ridiculous. It looks like Riley's hand might be a little dead after that, though, so I mean, I didn't see what he managed to Primate Wisdom to the top of his deck, but it's probably something like a supporter if he had one. Looks like Piper does have a Bird Keeper as a supporter and a Lugia, so she, at the very worst, she will be able to read the wind most likely this turn. Not something that's ideal to be doing. The Evo Incense should be getting an Archeops that she can then read the wind away into the discard pile. So that's pretty good. We're just actually going to see it get quick balled away. I would go for a second Lugia. Yep, that is exactly it. Just because if Riley does get the Lugia V-Star going, which, I mean, he has the Evo Incense in hand to get the Lugia V-Star, so we're most likely going to see a Summoning Star on Riley's turn. But yeah, as long as that happens and that Dunsparce can retreat, we are going to see that first Lugia V get knocked out, so you definitely need a second one on the bench for Piper in order to make sure you can get your own Summoning Star off. So that is the point of the Lugia V deck. If you guys haven't seen a Lugia V deck before, it's pretty cookie cutter. The Lugia V-Star has the V-Star power that allows you to put 2 colorless Pokemon from your discard into play. So you do that to get the Stage 2 Archeopses into play without having to evolve into them in any way, shape, or form. And the Archeops allow you to search your deck for 2 special energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So you can do Double Turbo, you can do Twin, you can do Aurora, you can do Capture, you can do Powerful Colorless Energy that lets you do extra damage. The Lugia V-Star isn't necessarily the best attacker in the Lugia deck. I have seen that a lot of people recently have been cutting to 3-3 and 3-2 lines of Lugia instead of the general 4-3 that we've been seeing. Space is really tight in Lugia deck, and since Lugia isn't always the best attacker, even though you always want to have it in play to get the Summoning Star, you also don't really want to attack with it, so you attack with other things. You cut it to make more deck space for other things. So yeah, it does kind of lessen the consistency of it, but Lugia V is a fairly consistent deck as it is anyway. I mean, look at this. You're already seeing Riley's second turn, he's getting the double Archeops. Straight into play. He's even got an Evital for good measure on his bench. That Evital for 3 Aurora energies, basically. It's Fire, Darkness, Psychic, I think. It can, and then 2 colorless also. It can just knock out your opponent's active. It isn't effective in attack, so you can prevent it by things like Espeon VMAX and Big Parasol. However, Lugia does generally play at least 2 Lost Vacuum to get around something like that. Well, something like the Big Parasol at least. There's no real out to the Espeon VMAX except by slapping it hard. Usually you can attack with like an Archeops and like Charizard or something. So we do see the attach for turn. Doing the Dunsparce do. Retreating. It's a little unfortunate you have to retreat with an Aurora energy, but getting rid of 1 is fine. I think I saw the Heat Fire energy in his deck as well, so that can also substitute for one of the Aurora energies, since Evital's attack cost does have 1 fire in it. Unfortunately for Piper, it looks like she's going to have to attack with this Charizard. If she has Choice Belt and gets the Summoning Star off for 2 of the... Yeah, she does. Get Summoning Star off for 2 Archeops. This is actually ideal for her, because she can now take a knockout on a 2-prizer with a 1-prizer. So we're going to see Quick Ball discarding the Ultra Ball. Likely going to get maybe an Evital or an Oranguru. It looks like the Oranguru is coming down. Get that monkey going. That way, if you draw into special energies that you don't need, you can always stack them back to the top of the deck and then use Archeops' Primal Turbo to accelerate them into play. So yeah, here it comes. We're going to get, looks like double capture onto the Charizard from the first Archeops. Riley's taken 2 prize cards, so that means Radiant Charizard's attack is reduced by 2 colorless due to his ability. So that 1 Archeops charge is enough to fully power this Charizard. So the only thing that's missing right now is a Choice Belt. Do we see that from Piper? She is going to use the Monkey. It just gets an Aurora energy and then Marnie. So she wanted to conserve whatever that card was that she put on top for sure. Hopefully we draw into the Choice Belt. I think I would have used the second Archeops as well. Put 2 energies on the Lugia just to reduce the chances of drawing into another it just reduce the chances of drawing into energy so that you can more likely draw into your choice belt. But I'm not sure if she did. So if she doesn't get this choice belt, this is a really bad situation to be in for Piper. I mean, the Lugia will be 30 damage away from being knocked out, but Riley's going to be ahead 3 prizes. And when Piper finally gets to take prizes, it's only 2. So Riley will still be ahead at least 1 prize card. So really want to see that choice belt. I'm not sure if she drew that in her hand. I didn't see it, but it might be there. I know I saw Heat Fire Energy though, which is of course not what you wanted to see. Looks like Evo Incense Raikou. Is that Raikou? She's playing Raikou. Okay. We're using the second Primal Turbo. Yeah, it might have been better to use the first Primal Turbo, or the second Primal Turbo earlier. Looks like we're just getting 1 double Turbo Energy onto the Lugia. Yeah, I think what I would have done is I would have personally gotten the V-Guard Energy and then maybe like another Capture onto the Lugia, and then I would have played the Marnie. I don't think that ended up mattering, but... And use the second one before the monkey as well, so that that card she wanted to conserve would still be on top of the deck. So we see this Lugia with a whole bunch of dice on it, and we are going to see Yveltal start to get charged up. I believe Archeops may be able to get charged up as well. Can an Archeops one-shot the Charizard? I don't think so. I think Riley's just fine letting this Lugia go down. So he'll either be charging up an Archeops, or he's just going to go full into the Yveltal, get that fully charged up with the Hiding Darkness Energy, the double Aurora, and the double Turbo Energy. Riley could retreat and just knock out the Charizard. That is something that he could do. I don't think that that's optimal. I think you just let the Lugia stay active here and let it die, because the next... Oh no, this is good. So so he is going to potentially prevent Piper from taking the 2 prize cards on his Lugia V-Star, but is going to go ahead yet another 2 prize cards by knocking out that Lugia V-Star with the Yveltal. So yeah, since he had that boss, this is 100% the correct play. If he didn't have the boss, I think it would have been correct to leave the Lugia V-Star active and attack with it. But yeah, this is, Riley is running away with this game. Personally, I would scoop here. However, Piper is a good enough player to where I think that playing out this game at least another turn is fine. They are, let's see, 40. They are only like 11 minutes into this match. So I think Piper can afford a couple extra turns. As you can see, these Lugia mirrors, especially when players of their caliber are playing, they can play fast. They know all their plays that their deck is capable of. They know whether or not they can scoop here or not. And also, we do see Raikou. So since Piper is playing the Raikou, she can double Archeops to charge up that Raikou, knock out both the active Yveltal and the benched Lugia, and go up. Take 3 prize cards at once, and limit it so that the only attackers that are in play for Riley are the Archeopses themselves. And Riley does not want to be attacking with Archeops yet. He wants to attack with Archeops at some point, obviously, but not yet. Yeah, so this is amazing from Piper. So see, she didn't scoop because she knew that she had the option of being able to power up this Raikou and attack with it in 1 turn. Looks like she overcharged it too. She also got V-Guard energy onto the Raikou, so that if the Lugia comes up, it's doing 30 less. What is the... Let's see. I think the Raikou still gets 1 shot by the Lugia though, so I'm not entirely sure why the V-Guard energy came down on that. But if she doesn't need V-Guard energy for the rest of the game, then it's just correct to thin it out and then have a option to retreat it if it doesn't get knocked out. But you know you're getting knocked out. Wait, what did she... Oh, she knocked out the Oranguru instead of the Lugia. That's interesting. You know, that might actually be fine. You're limiting Riley's consistency options. And the Lugia is an easy 2 prizes with literally anything you have in play. You could even attack with the Oranguru and take that knockout, which is kind of funny. But you got to remember that that's actually an option. Oh, I think maybe she did that because she knows that if Riley puts a double turbo onto the Lugia, that it won't be able to knock out the Raikou. Or is it 160 for the HP? I think it's 160 for the HP. So I don't think the math of the V-Guard energy matters. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. So we see the Archeops. One of them charges up that Heat Fire energy onto the Charizard after the other one charges up that double turbo onto the Lugia. And we see a Marnie disrupting Piper's hand, but I don't think there was much left in Piper's hand that was all that good anyway. And we do know that she has the Oranguru, so whatever she wants to conserve is always on the top of her deck. So this is still not a good position for Piper. I think Piper does lose because, as you can see, Piper needs to take 4 prize cards this turn before Riley can take 1. And yeah, she just looks through her deck, sees that she doesn't have... I think... Yeah, I'm not sure what she was looking for with that. Is there a basic V that could live a Charizard attack? I don't think so. Because her best play at that point was to just knock out the Lugia, go down 2 prizes, have 2 left, and then Riley still has a Charizard that he can attack with, so... Yeah, I don't think that there was anything at that point that Piper could have done once that Charizard got benched. I think that you would have just had to hope that Riley didn't bench the Charizard. I don't... and then, like, bench another Lugia, I guess? Because then the Archeopses can't one-shot the Lugia that you just benched. I don't know. Yeah, because the fact that the Charizard came into play for Riley, that's what won him the game. Because, yeah, if he just had the other 1 prize Pokemon that weren't that, then Piper could easily just try to set up yet another Lugia V-Star. But anyway, we're going on to the next game. They're still shuffling. Let's see if we can cut ahead a little bit here. So, Evital and Double Turbo is prized for Riley. And then Lugia, Oranguru, and 1 powerful colorless. I don't think there's anything super relevant in either of these prizes. I mean, the double Ultra Ball might matter. There's only a single Ultra Ball on this side. Yeah, I don't think anything's super relevant. So we'll have to see how this goes. We both start Manaphy. I think that's what Riley's laughing about, is that they're both starting Manaphy. We do see the Capture Energy start onto the Manaphy as well. That's going to be able to guarantee that a Lugia V-Star goes down on Piper's first turn, which did not happen in the previous game. I think if that did happen in the first game, I think Piper could have easily won that. Because obviously whoever goes first with Lugia is the one who attacks first. Because they can, on the second turn, get their Archeops out first. So, it's not always like that, but generally that's kind of how it plays out, it feels like. So, there is the Lugia V. And a very thorough shuffle. Let's see, we also have a Charizard in hand. I think maybe an energy or 2. Looks like maybe more captures for next turn. It's hard to tell. There are no Archeops in the discard, which is important to note as well. Piper's going to need to get 2 Archeops in the discard pile on the next turn. If she only gets 1, she might be forced to Summoning Star then. It's really hard in the mirror to skip a Summoning Star turn. Sometimes you can do it in other matchups if you're feeling like your opponent bricked hard enough. you can delay your summoning star an additional turn, but usually you just can't delay getting Archeops out. But if you only get one Archeops out and then it gets bossed, then what do? So we see, it looks like Ultra Ball discarding an Aurora and a Heat Fire Energy. Since the... Normally I would say that that's really scary to do. However, that Evital is at the top of Riley's prize cards, so I don't think that's actually going to matter. I think the 3 Aurora energies that are left to him are going to be enough to charge up either the Evital or the Raikou or the Charizard. That's the only thing, is if he has to charge up both Raikou and Charizard, he can't now. Because both the Heat Fire and one of the Auroras are gone. You need 3 Auroras in order to attack with Raikou, which is the reason why I personally don't play it in Lugia. It's really, really great for the mirror, but like all of the time, they always just capture energy out a Manaphy, and then you miss your choice band or choice belt, and then you don't take one-shots with it. So it feels bad. And then it's so inconsistent having to get triple Aurora energy onto it. Usually it requires 2 Primal Turbos to do it because you just don't have the Aurora energy in your hand. And even if you do, there's probably a card that you don't want to discard with it. But again, Lugia's weak to lightning, man. And a lot of people keep cutting Manaphy and Dunsparce from their Lugia decks to make room for their weird techs. And you need Dunsparce Manaphy. Yeah, 100% cannot play Lugia without Dunsparce Manaphy. Raikou is too good. The weird Zorobox garbage deck can just run away with games if it can loop the, what's it called? The Raichu. There's Vikavolt X now. Even though Vikavolt's awful, people still try to make it work, so... Oh, yeah, and we do see the double Archeops Summoning Star, so that is perfect for Piper. She was able to research those into the discard pile, it looks like. Or no, it was Serena. Was it? No, it was research. I thought she had the Charizard in hand already. I must be wrong. So, we see the Archeops using its charge up. It's gonna charge up that Lugia, I guess. Oh no, we're gonna go for the Archeops now? That's interesting. I would want to... Yeah, you want to take a knockout this turn. Guaranteed. You want to make sure you take the first prize card in this matchup, right? So... Oh, and then she's gonna charge up the Evital too? Yeah, so it looks like she might be going for a game where she just has one Archeops in play. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I know it's high energy investment, but I think I would have gone for the Radiant Charizard and attacked with that this turn. It's technically less energy investment than the Evital. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard position to be in. So she's definitely going to retreat that Manaphy and then knock out Riley's Manaphy with the Archeops, and then just hope that she can get a Raikou playoff later. Yeah, so we see the Archeops' Speed Wing is going to knock that out. Riley is going to, it looks like, promote the Luminion. Oh, is his hand that dead? No, he's got research. Yeah, but, I mean, with Piper's board the way it is, too, I mean, Evital can get powered up by just the one Archeops on the next turn. So that Lugia V is being really threatened. If that evolves into the V-Star, then that's an easy knockout for Piper, and she still goes up on prizes. Yeah, so this is perfect play from Piper right here. So we see the capture energy coming down on the Luminion. That gives it a retreat option if Riley wants to be able to power up something else. Raikou would be pretty good here to knock out Archeops. Unfortunately, that Manaphy is on the bench, so it's not going to be softening up any of the other Pokemon in play. The other cool thing Raikou can do in the mirror match is you can knock out their Dunsparce on the bench with it. And if you're playing like, well, you can't really play like double Raikou. It would be really great for Lugia if Special Charge was in format. If they reprinted that, that would be disgusting. Lugia would 100% be the best deck in the format if that card was still, if that card was legal in this format. Like, it's already the best deck. It does not need Special Charge, but I feel like it does. Yeah, we see the, looks like a Drapion Archeops discard with the research. We're going to draw 7. We already have the V-Star in play. We can get our double Archeops. 2 Lugias in play, which I wouldn't necessarily want in play right now. I don't know. I think I would have discarded that other Lugia with the research. V-Guard energy coming down on the Lugia is really good here. And the second Archeops is probably going to charge up maybe his own Archeops so that he can knock out her Archeops with it. Well, no, because Archeops has 150. You would need 2 powerful colorless energies on it. So yeah, it looks like he's going to have to attack in with this Lugia. This is actually not a good position for Riley because that Evital is just there saying you look delicious. I'm not even sure if it was correct to put the V-Guard energy on that, specifically because of the Evital. I mean, I guess that forces the Evital play, so that it doesn't give the option to just load up powerful colorless energies on Lugia and take the one shot. Although, let's see, there's 1 powerful colorless energy on it now. If we have all 4 times, that's 280. So, yeah, if she has all 4 powerful colorless energies on the Lugia, she can still take a one-shot. But the Charizard threatens it on the bench too, right? So, you don't want to do that. You want to attack with the Evital here. So yeah, I think I would have conserved the V-Guard energy personally. Put maybe a Capture on it instead. So off the 2 Archeops, I would have gotten double Capture and powerful. Or triple Capture. I would have wanted to conserve the powerful as well, so that your Archeops can one-shot her Archeops. So there is a line of play where Riley could bosses up the Piper's Archeops on the next turn, and then Piper can't charge up any other attacker, and you just steamroll from there. That is possible. However, the Lugia has 1 energy on it. As long as she has access to another double turbo, she can get that powered up in 2 energy attachments, right? Also, if she has an energy in hand, yeah, she can just attach it from hand right now. So that Lugia is 1 powerful colorless energy away, one Archeops charge or 1 double turbo away from being able to be fully powered up. So while it would be nice for Riley to be able to just boss up the Archeops now and knock it out, unfortunately the Piper still has 2 attackers and 3 prize cards left. And it's very likely that she can take those 3 prize cards in 2 attacks. So yeah, Riley is just not in the best position right now. The Evital does have 110 HP, so the Archeops can charge up the Luminion, and then the Luminion can cycle itself back into the deck to knock out the Evital, and Riley could put up something that's a 1 prizer for Piper to knock out, but then again, he's still going to have that Lugia on the bench either way, and he's even putting another Luminion into play now too. So Riley's just doing whatever he can to keep going. The Aurora gives it the water cost, and then the powerful colorless energy gives it the colorless cost. He just needs one more energy. Looks like he's going to put an Aurora on the Charizard. Hopefully he has an energy in hand so that he can just attack with this Luminion now. He'll probably want to attack with the Luminion and put up, I guess, Archeops if he doesn't have another one prizer like Oranguru in his hand or something. We do see the Marnie, so he's going to hopefully draw into something like Oranguru or Manaphy. He started Manaphy. He might have Dunsparce. Oh, he has Pumpkaboo. He could put down Pumpkaboo and then shuffle Luminion back in. And no, he's going to... Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I think I would have benched the Pumpkaboo and then used Luminion and then let the Pumpkaboo die so that I still have access to the double Archeops. Just because they're good attackers too. So yeah, I don't agree with that. Especially since, like, you're not scared of Path to the Peak. Yeah, some bad Lugia decks do play Path to the Peak, but Path to the Peak is so bad in Lugia because you're stopping yourself from using your own Summoning Star. We see Luminion for Boss. Boss is going to bring up the Lugia. One charge of Archeops is going to finish charging up this Lugia, and that's essentially game right there. Although there are a lot of powerful colorless energies left on this Lugia, which means that Archeops isn't going to be able to return knockout the Charizard. So the way it's going to work now is Charizard's going to come up, he's going to have to get Choice Belt. Or he's going to put Archeops up if he wants to just have a pivot, potentially. To see if he can draw into the Choice Belt or not. But yeah, so the ideal turn for Riley is get Choice Belt and then knock out the Lugia with Charizard. And yeah, he doesn't do it. He checks his deck. He's like, yeah, I don't have... There's no way I can win. And just scoops. So yeah, that was game 2 to Piper. So now we have 20 minutes left for game 3. I think that's enough time. Let's see. Yeah, game 1 and 2 in 30 minutes. So game 3, yeah, so they're averaging 15 minutes a game right now. So that's perfect. Perfect amount of time. Can I actually scrub to where they put the prizes out? It doesn't look like it. Come on, YouTube, you can do it. Alright, yep, they're setting up now, so we'll be able to see the prize cards. Yeah, so that shuffle took 2 minutes. They still have 18 minutes left. They've been averaging 15 minutes. Ooh, prizing the Raikou from Riley. Ooh, Archeops, Raikou, Evital. That's not good from him. I was so enamored by his prize cards that I didn't even see Piper's. Oh shit, that's completely wrong. I apologize. Where were we? 6. So professional, I know. I want to see Piper's prize cards. I'm sorry. 32, that's where I was. Alright, we're going to pause this time so I can actually look at the prize cards. Okay, so it was Birdkeeper, Archeops, Marnie, Aurora. Yeah, that's not bad. So again, some decks are playing a 3-2 Lugia line. I'm not sure if Piper is, but prizing that Lugia could matter. Probably won't. But yeah, Riley's prize cards are awful. So this was like... This was a very unfortunate... This is just a very unfortunate match for Riley. And as I said earlier, he's hit extremely high caliber players every single round almost. So it's like just crazy that, and he's 5-1 as well at this point. So we see Lugia come down, Archeops in the discard. Pretty much the perfect turn 1. A little unfortunate he had to start the Luminion, but if he can like boss up a Charizard or Oranguru, I guess, and then one-shot it with the Luminion and shuffle it back into the deck, then it's completely fine. Put up something useless like Pumpkaboo. We do have an Aurora in hand and a double turbo. I don't think... Yeah, I wouldn't want to commit the double turbo to Luminion. I would rather have attached the Aurora, but then again, I think the cards in his hand that are left are Research, Aurora, and Lugia V-Star, it looked like to me. So, I mean, yeah. He's basically just forced to attach that double turbo this turn. Hope that he draws like an Archeops or something else dead that he can attach the Aurora from hand. I think what I would have done is I would have put the double turbo on the Lugia and just left the Luminion naked, personally. I think that the double turbo does more on the Lugia than it does on the Luminion, because the Luminion needs to be hitting the 120 in order to one-shot certain things in Piper's deck. Although I guess it's just the Oranguru, right? So maybe it doesn't matter. He can always just hard attach the Aurora the next turn onto the Luminion, and then he has a fully charged Luminion that he can attack with. So yeah, maybe that's fine. Yeah, that's just a very awkward decision. So, it's a Lugia V-Start from Piper. She's going to immediately Luminion for a Research. Looks like she must not have too much going on left in her hand. Hopefully she has some Archeops in there to discard. Looks like double turbo attach. Nope, just discarding a powerful and a boss. So yeah, that's not ideal start from her either. Looks like the Dunsparce is even coming down. I think Riley does play that Raikou, even though I don't think we've seen it in any of the games that I can remember. We're just going to see the retreat into Dunsparce and pass. I mean, that's pretty much all you really need to do for Piper on your first turn, but it would have been nice to see some more Archeops in the discard there, because I don't think we saw a single one from her yet. And then it looks like the Aurora went down onto the Lugia. I completely disagree with that. I would have put that on the Luminion and just let it knock out the Dunsparce. So, yeah, I'm not sure why that's happening there. So we do have the V-Star, and we have at least 2 Archeops in the discard pile now. So, otherwise, for Riley, it's going pretty great. Yeah, I definitely would have attached that Aurora to active, and then you can knock out the Dunsparce with Luminion and shuffle it back into the deck and put up a single prizer, like your own Dunsparce, and just keep the prize trade like favorable. Looks like we're going to see the monkey come down. We've got double Archeops. We're going to use that summoning star to get those out. There is an Ultra Ball in his hand. He's asking to see Piper's discard. Yeah, there are... Oh, wait, there is one Archeops in there. I can't tell. I can't tell if there's 1 or 2 in there. One of the cards looked like it might have been an Archeops. I don't know. See the Evo Incense. That's probably going for maybe another Archeops that he can just discard with the Ultra Ball. Yeah. Makes sense. Now I think what you do is you charge a Aurora to the Luminion. Like you should have just hard attached, but whatever. And then maybe a couple to the Lugia or something. I don't know. I think charging up the Lugia is probably fine. So we see there's double Ultra Ball, V-Guard, and I can't tell what that other card is. Is that an Aurora? I think that's an Aurora that he just discarded. So again, now he's down 2 Auroras that could have been on this Luminion. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go for the Manaphy. I'm not sure if I would have benched the Manaphy yet. Yeah, I guess so, because you have the Oranguru on your bench. So you can promote the Oranguru when you use Luminion. So he hasn't used a second Archeops yet. He really should. I mean, it's not necessary, but I still think he should. Oh, he might be putting a energy back on top of his deck with the Oranguru before he uses... Yeah, he's putting the V-Guard back first, so that's correct. That's 100% correct. He wants the V-Guard on the Lugia. Yeah, that's perfect play by Riley right there. And then he's gonna, yep, attack with the Luminion. He's probably gonna put up the Oranguru. I mean, you could put up the Manaphy, but I feel like, I mean, you know Piper's probably got that Raikou. Like, you saw it already, so you know. Oh, let's see the Manaphy come up. I think that's kind of scary. I don't know. I would have put the Oranguru up. I mean, I guess if you put the Oranguru up... No, the Manaphy being put up is more correct, because you block... The Manaphy's best on this turn, because the only thing that can be knocked out on the bench by the Raikou is the Oranguru. So you're promoting Manaphy not only to guarantee that your opponent takes a one prize knockout on an active, but also so that they don't take a one prize knockout on the bench. So yeah, promoting the Manaphy is actually correct. I would have made the misplay. This is why these players are 5-1 and I'm at home. Lugia V-Star comes out. We've got the double Archeops coming out from the Summoning Star, and the Archeops are going to start charging. We are going to see the Luminion attack from Piper as well, it looks like. So they're just trading Luminions. You can just see how useful Luminion is in this deck. That's why a lot of people have switched to playing double Luminion, because they just realized how an effective attacker it is, and that you could just keep recycling more supporters with it. We also see a Stoutland coming down and getting charged up. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, if you get enough powerful colorless energies on it, it could probably knock out that Oranguru in one shot, right? Yeah, if it gets 4 powerful colorless energies, it can use its first attack and knock out Oranguru and take 2 prize cards. Because you're not going to see the knockout of the Manaphy with the Stoutland, are you? Oh, you are! Oh, she's just retreating it and going in with the Stoutland. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, Stoutland's coming. Yeah, so this is, Riley's getting punished here now. Riley can take a 2 prize knockout on Piper, but now Piper's in the prize lead. So even if Riley does that, Riley's going to essentially be behind a prize, because he's going to tie it up during this turn. Although the Lugia does have the V-Guard energy on it, so it's not worried about the opposing Lugia V-Star taking a knockout, especially since all of those powerful colorless energies have already been devoted to the Stoutland. So yeah, it's crazy how, actually no, Riley's going to go ahead 1 prize, because he'll be taking 2 prize cards on the Stoutland. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I would have just attacked with the Luminion, and then saved the Stoutland to try to knock out the Oranguru with. Piper might be desperate for prize cards, just because maybe her hand is like super dead, and she's very desperate for prize cards is entirely possible as well. Just, you know, you draw 1 more prize card, you see 1 more card, 1 more out to your bad hand potentially. So what are we doing here, Riley? Just taking the knockout with Lugia. So Piper promotes the Luminion because it's a pivot. Since it has that capture energy on it, she can retreat it into whatever she wants to end up attacking with. Or she can just attack with the Luminion and put up something else, but then that's going to give Riley a huge prize lead. Especially if there's a way that Riley can one-shot the Lugia V-Star in the next turn. Like if he gets Evatol going and just retreats into it in Boss's Orders or Serena's. I don't think I've seen Serena from Riley yet, so I'm not sure if he's playing that. But we do see the Serena from Piper just being used to draw 4 cards. Discarding some dead cards in her hand. I'm not sure what that other card was she discarded with the Lugia, but looks like we're quick balling probably for that Evatol that's already been pulled to the front. She might be going for the one shot with the Evatol. That would put her ahead on prizes. And then Riley would be forced to take a knockout on a Evatol. So that's entirely possible. Yeah, as I say, these Lugia mirrors, like, yeah, like, people are sick of seeing them because Lugia is the best deck, so you see so many Lugia mirrors. But they're really interesting to watch. Like, it's not just who goes first. So, like, you would think right now that Riley's winning because he's ahead on prizes, but, you know, Piper can easily take a 2-prize knockout with a 1-prizer and just swing the whole matchup back in her favor. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter who goes first. Although going for whoever goes first is very favored. It's very favored. So it looks like she's still going to have to attach 1 from hand, and she does have that. So we do see the capture as well, so that can even get something else out of the deck. It looks like eyeing up the Oranguru. Keep the consistency going. So that'll put her at 2 prize cards remaining. It looks like she's going to go for the Charizard instead, or the Monkey. She can't decide between the Monkey and the Zard. You've devoted a lot of colored energy resources to the Evatol, so I'm not sure if the Charizard will be able to attack. But, I mean, there should still be 2 more Auroras left, either in the deck or... I don't know if they're in the discard or not. I don't know how many she's discarded. I don't think she's discarded any. I know Riley's discarded at least 1. And there was 1 on the Lugia that just died, so... Or I think there was 1 on that one. So let's see. We get the Archeops promoted. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're... So Riley can just take the knockout with Archeops, right? But then he'll be evening the prize trade. So what he really wants to do is get Evatol into play, charge it up with the double Archeops, and then retreat this Archeops into it, and then Boss's Orders or Serena up the Lugia V-Star and knock that out. So that he can go back ahead on prize cards. Yeah, that's what you want to do. I don't think I've seen Choice Belt from either of these players, so I don't know if either of them are even playing it. I don't think so. This is game 3. We would have had to have seen it by now, right? I don't think either of these players are playing Choice Belt. I think they're just relying on the powerful colorless energies. Yeah, so we see the Ultra Ball gets rid of the Stoutland and Raikou to get the Charizard. Oh yeah, I think he prized the Evatol, so that's still in his prize cards. I think he wanted to go for it, and that's why it was taking him so long to decide. I think he didn't realize that the Evatol was prized. But yeah, that's what you want to do, because I know he has the Serena in hand. I saw that. So, yeah, this is the best play that... Oh no, there's the Evatol there. Oh, he might not have the energy to be able to charge up the Evital. No, because he plays Hiding Darkness as well. He can charge up this Evital. Yeah, I'm not sure what Riley's doing necessarily this turn, because I'm pretty sure I saw a Serena in his hand. I think you want to just take those prize cards while you can. Because Piper is now forced at this point to take 2 knockouts to get those last 2 prize cards. So if you can... Yeah, she has the Serena! Oh, he's gonna Serena the Luminion and take the knockout with Archeops. Oh, this is much better. I didn't see this play. This is so much better than what I was thinking. What I was thinking was still good, but since he had access to all 3 powerful colorless energies to be able to put on this Archeops, this is better. Especially since now he already used 1 Archeops charge to start charging up the Evital. So now the other Archeops that will be left, there's no way that Piper can knock out both Archeops in 1 turn, because even if she was somehow able to get a Raikou charged up, it can knock out the active due to weakness, sure, but it can't knock out the benched Archeops. It'll live with 30. Because the bench Pokemon don't take weakness or resistance, so... Yeah, that was an amazing play by Riley. That was crazy. Yeah, because it starts at 120, so 140, 160, 180. So that was 10 more than needed for a knockout. So that was exactly what he needed for that. Whew. Yeah, so much better than what I was saying. Looks like Archeops is going to charge up 1 Aurora and 1 Heat Fire Energy. And that's enough to knock out her Evital with his Evital, and Riley wins the game by being ahead 1 prize card exactly. That was a crazy game. I'm not entirely sure if I agreed with the play from on the Stoutland earlier in that game 3, but I think that did end up bringing Piper as close to victory in that match as possible. So if Riley still had that Evital in his last prize card, would he have been able to win? He would have been... I think so, because I think he still would have had it... Yeah, he definitely would have been able to charge up the Charizard. So either way, it doesn't matter. Either the Charizard or the Evital would have been able to take that game by being able to knock out basically anything that was in play for Piper. So yeah, that was a great game. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, because that helps that YouTube algorithm. And I keep forgetting to plug this, but we have Ninja V-Star markers now. I know that this is mirrored right now because I'm on the left side of the screen. But Ninja V-Star markers, if you see me at Orlando Regionals, or if you're in my local area, or you ever see me at any event, I'm going to have tons of these on me. Just, I'll give you a stack if you really want some. I'll give you at least 1. So make sure you, make sure you do that. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time.